So I decided to go ahead and break up the space right here, and I'm going to sew in a little heart-shaped pumpkin. I think what I'm going to do is just sew it on the inside as it falls over, falls down. I need to pin it on there, but I'm just going to sew it on the inside and let it fray. And the same with the stem. Fall down again. Way to go. All right, get a pin. I'm just going to pin it on there, and then I'm just going to sew it right around about maybe a 1/4 inch in from the edge, and then just let it fray. I was trying to search for that word. So yeah, just gonna sew right along the inside, and then let it fray. And the same with the stem. I'll just do a real little line right up and right down, and then let those kind of be a frayed little pumpkin, and that'll kind of break it up just a little bit. I just didn't like having quite so much orange right there in the center. So we'll see how that turns out. So I'm auditioning some different threads here to sew this down. And I think whatever I sew this down with, I want to also use for my quilting out here. So trying to just audition and pick some different threads. So I think for the pumpkin, this right here is probably too red. It'd be okay out in here. Also, I'm also realizing that these lights make this camera, they'll make this look so, I mean, it's too warm. I need to figure out how to do a different lighting setup so that you get the correct color on the screen here. It's not too terribly different, but ever so slightly. It's ever so slightly brighter than what it seems like on the camera, but it's pretty close right now. So, but yeah, I think this is too red, and then this one is definitely too light, too taupey. I don't really like it with these colors, and plus it's gonna stand out. I mean, I want my quilting to stand out, but it's gonna stand out way too much against that, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Kind of the same with this one. It's got the mustard of this color, so do like that part. Actually, I do kind of like that. Just show it here without the cellophane wrapper a little bit. I do kind of like that gold. Let me set that aside for a moment. I think this is going to be too brown. It's just going to blend right in. I don't want it to totally blend in, so. And this one here, let's pull this a little bit. Again, too mustardy, I feel like. Yep, too much mustard in here where it's more brown and blue. And this one I think is a slightly darker shade of this, so actually it might be the same one. Let's see. Yep, same one. Just looks kind of different with the cellophane. So that really blends with this right here. And so it would be okay on here. Just kind of matchy with this, but different than the mustardy yellow here. And then I think it would give it just enough pop, you know, just enough of an orangey tint to this that it would be a good choice. Otherwise, this one right here is very dark, and it would go with the dark in the leaves. But it's going to be really dark for quilting. This particular black, it would be okay, but then when you get into some of the lighter ones, it's really going to show that quilting, which, you know, I like showing quilting, but I don't know if I want to show it too much. So I think we're down to these two. So we got more of the orange and more of the mustard. Now what else I could do is kind of trade off. I think I'm going to end up doing a quilting where I just literally quilt down the, well, maybe not right across the pumpkin stem, but quilt down the rows in columns. But actually I'll probably do it by the column, going downwards. Don't really want to necessarily go across, but I'll probably just quilt it downwards and pick a decorative stitch. Yeah, so maybe not necessarily an overall quilting, but a decorative stitch going down the seams, and then I'll choose something maybe to do some squiggles, meanders, whatever in the pumpkin here. So I think I might do this for the inside of the heart pumpkin and then use it on my rows here, and then maybe whatever meander I choose to do in the pumpkin, I'll use this color. I think that's a good idea. Okay, we'll see what we come up with and bring you back. Alright, my quilt top is ready, so now I'm going to get my backing pressed, and then we'll sandwich them together. Turn on my iron here. I'm just going to give it a quick press because I'm actually going to use fusible batting, so it's going to get pressed a little bit more doing that. So, but I just want to get out the major wrinkles here. This is Benartex fabric. I love their fabric. It's really good quality. And they have some of the best designers, right? I guess that was kind of a little joke. We've got Soya Brothers designing, and so designing for Benartex. So that's cool. That is cool. Can't wait to get some of their fabric. Not Your Mama's Garden, huh? I think they're actually going to have it on the show tonight, so unfortunately I gotta work, but maybe I can tune in on my break or something. I know, I'm kind of wild with this iron here. I should use my whole ironing board, but this is just a small piece, it'll be fine. Just use my pressing mat here. probably have spritzed this first too. Oh well. Like I said, I just wanted to get out the major parts. Okay, I'm gonna call that good enough. Alright, so just want to get my backing and my fusible batting together here. Make sure I've got a little bit of extra batting on both sides. Okay. I'm gonna lay that down. Kind of smooth it out just a little bit here. Cut off the bottom. I've got quite a bit of batting here at the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. Stop gliding. Piece big enough either for like a table runner, or we'll cut it down into hot pads, something. I usually use Intelbrite for hot pads, but it doesn't hurt to have a little extra stuffing. All right, there we go. I'll get my quilt off the board here. All right, and then just gonna sandwich this close to the top. I don't really have to even this one out because the backing is it doesn't have to be centered just right, so that's always nice. Yeah, because it's so random, and I don't have like a patch in there yet or anything like that, so you can just cut it. However, it is good to try to get it with the grain, but yeah, it's gonna be fine. And also, I do have a little bit of extra here, so I'm just gonna do this on my domestic machine, so I don't need to have a lot of extra. In fact, I might go ahead and bring it up just a little bit more, just so I can be kind of stingy with my fabric, because I like that backing quite a lot, so I'll use it for some hot pads or whatever, table runner maybe. This is probably going to be a wall hanging for my niece, so I could still make myself a table runner. I actually kind of thought about, it's upside down for you guys, but I kind of thought about making a table runner just with this block right here. I really like that. And it's not really, it wouldn't so much be a runner, at least not for the dining room table. It would just be more of a placed in the center of it. And that's kind of nice sometimes. The only bad part about this one was if you have like a candle or something that you like to keep in the center of your table, it's going to be right in the center of the word. So it might actually be better above. It's actually really a good size for an average size door. So like hanging it right above the door would be kind of neat. Alright, so pretty smooth down. So I'm going to go ahead and take this over to the iron and press it down since it's fusible. So when you're ironing fusible, you want to be careful not to iron on the actual exposed fusible batting. And I actually need to scoot a little bit more this way. So let me scoot you in this way. Here we go. Actually, I'm probably going to need to scoot again. But you want to try to start in the center. And you're more pressing than you are ironing. Press down for a few seconds in each spot. And I think they say like 5 seconds, but I've always found a few seconds to be enough. Let me kind of bring you this way. I'm not sure exactly what you're seeing, but oh well. Sorry, I'm having one of those mornings. Hopefully you're seeing something. Okay, so we're just pressing this down. So this is going to be the long boring part, so I'm going to go ahead and speed it up here. I'm still a little bit too far. Need to get a different cord. Actually, I should have just plugged it in over there. I wasn't thinking. And I keep talking right after I said I was going to speed it up, huh? And so when I get to the edge here, I'm being real careful not to get my iron off onto the fusible. It's not too much of a mess, but just don't want to do it. Sometimes I also use just regular batting and then use the fusible powder. That works pretty well too. In fact, the bigger the project is, the more likely I am to actually use both. End pin. But usually on something of this size, fusible is just fine. Especially if you're going to quilt it fairly quickly. Or I mean fairly soon. Not bunch it up. Put it in the corner. Alright, just continue pressing. And you can see really well now my little heart-shaped pumpkin. I think that's going to be cute once it frays. So I will probably, like I said, I'll probably be giving this to my niece, and before I give it to her, I'll probably go ahead and wash it, and we'll see how it comes out with the fraying. Tell the backing's not necessarily doing very well. Shoot. Just bring this up. was going to happen. All right, let's see. Come on. Sometimes in the case where I don't have to have it really even with the backing, I will just go ahead and fuse the top on and then go back and fuse the backing on. That's going to be just fine in this case. Alright, working from the center, pressing. Sometimes I think I'm going to need to get a bigger iron for projects like this. I like the size of it. It's not too small, not too large. So I can do both types of projects, small and large. But sometimes I think the larger one would make things go faster. So, what types of irons do you guys like to use? I've got some different ideas, but I'm a little afraid to get one and then find out, oh, I wish I would have got that one. I like the one that, I think it's the Oliso brand that raises up. You can leave it where it is and it raises up. Kind of like that one. But I think Panasonic makes one that's cordless, which actually would be perfect for me because this thing drives me nuts. So I really think about getting that one. It's cordless and you just put it back on its charger. So yeah, I've been really kind of leaning toward that one. So let me know if you have one, if you really like it. Let me know because I'd kind of like to get one, but I'm a little scared. I guess I'm not really scared. Like, I just don't want to pay that kind of money and then realize, oh, I don't like it. And so if I get a lot of people saying they do, that would be, to me, a kind of hint that I should do that. Alright, let me see if I can get this very bottom part here without messing everything up. Looks like I got a crease right there. Sometimes the batting actually has creases in it. I didn't quite get it fluffed out, I don't think. I think that'll work itself out. Alright, let's get this fused down. Can you hear Dad getting home from work? His truck's pulling in. Okay. Now let's flip it over. Actually, let's do this side. Grab it from the top. Flip it forward. Hope that it's still all pressed down and stays. Ooh, that's not good. Hold on. What happened there? Why did that do that? Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna start over. This is why I need to make something that I can put on my table. What exactly that is, that might be a project coming up. All right, let me press this down again. Just a little bit. Oh, I knew that was going to happen every time. Stop doing that, Kelly. Alright, well, this side stayed pretty well, so we'll go with that. Let's see what we got here. Oh, packing's coming off. Okay, well, our front looks pretty well, so let's go ahead with the back here. And our backing moved, so we need to go ahead and reposition it. Alright, so I don't have to do too much in this case because our backing doesn't necessarily have to be centered, but I want to make sure that it's, yep, so it got messed up. There we go. Shake it out, make sure I've got extra on all sides, and I do, so kind of go to the center here, smooth it out, and then we'll go ahead and press it down. Alright, so I should be taking a little bit more time here, but it's a small enough project that it's going to be fine. Alright. Next. I also keep thinking I ought to get a new board that is actually a solid rectangle. Because these ones are great for ironing shirts, but they're not so great for a quilt. See, it's already... Ugh. And there I am getting my iron in the fusible. Not too bad though. I just felt it stick a little. I love this print. It's hot too. Still look pretty good on that end. All right, so the bottom of my quilt is actually right here. So that's all I really need to iron. Oop. Good thing I double checked. It actually came loose there. So hopefully I'll give it a little extra press there. I may go ahead and cut this bottom bit off here. I don't like working with any more than what I have to, but you know what, I think it'll be all right. We'll see when I get to quilting. I am not a great machine quilter, so I usually preferred to hand quilt, but I've been trying to do more machine quilting so I can get things done a little bit quicker. But anyhow, put this on down a bit more here to get the end of this pressed really well. See if that bleeds through to the other side or not. Might have to press it again. Alright, let's see what we got here. Fusible on this doesn't seem real strong. Maybe I just didn't set it enough. If I'm really worried about whether or not I set it well enough, I might just run a 1/4 inch stitch around the outside just to be certain that they're fused together. See, that just didn't, I can tell there's some. It's peeling a bit when I can hear it peeling a bit. There's just not. Turn it back over and do it again. Might have got a batch of old batting too. I think if I just run a stitch around the outside, it'll be fine. It's definitely hot enough. See, some of it fused, it just didn't. Okay, well, I think that's fused well enough for now. And I'm gonna go ahead and run a stitch around the outside though. And then I'll see you next week and we'll work on the quilting. I think I'm gonna do a very basic quilting. So, but yeah, quilting, and we'll work on the backing. And I'm not sure that I gave myself enough backing to front this. In fact, I know I didn't. So I'm gonna have to come up with a binding. So we'll discuss that in next week's video. All right, hope you're all having fun and having a nice weekend, and yeah, it's gonna be hopefully a nice fall for everybody. Somebody's living like the gate's been left open. She just comes running up the steps and she knows exactly where the dog treats are, don't ya? You know where they are. You better sit. You better behave. Yeah, somebody left the gate open at the bottom of the stairs, didn't they? Say, yep, and I know right where the dog treats are. You do, don't you? You know right where the dog treats are. Yeah. Did you come up here to check things out? See, every once in a while I gotta check on everything. Yeah, don't be looking up there. You're not getting another one. No, you're not getting another one. What are you doing, silly? What are you doing, silly? Hmm? Say hi, everybody. Say hi. Did you come up just for the treat? You did, didn't you? You came up just for the treat. Huh. If I put you down right now, you'll be back downstairs, won't ya? Yeah. Oh, you think you're gonna get another one, huh? You think you're gonna get another one? I don't think so. You can go lay down with your toy there. You gonna lay down with your toy, or are you going back downstairs with Mom? You're gonna go back downstairs, I know it. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Chloe?